Wow, guys, what a game that was. The Bills squeezed out a win against the Ravens, and they will now be heading to Arrowhead to take on the Chiefs. And man, Mark Andrews just completely sold. The fumble where he was trying to get some extra yards and then the 2-point conversion, that was an atrocity. He better delete social media for the next couple days because it's about to be rough. This is definitely a tough pill for Lamar Jackson to swallow because throughout the early part of his career, the narrative has been that he can't perform in playoff games, and honestly, he wasn't terrible, he wasn't great, but he did throw for 250 yards with 2 touchdowns, and he did drive the team down the field on that last minute drive to put them in position to take it to overtime, but then Mark Andrews dropped the 2-point conversion, wide open, his feet were sliding underneath him, the conditions weren't the greatest, but you gotta catch that ball, especially when you fumble earlier trying to be a hero like he did. I really expected this to be a great game, and it was. It lived up to all the hype, but I did not expect the season to end like that for the Ravens. Lamar and Derrick Henry were an unstoppable duo in the backfield all season long, and just like that, the Bills were able to find a way to slow them down, and they got the win, and the season's over. It's off to Cancun for Baltimore. And I know Mark Andrews is going to get most of the blame, and he's going to get absolutely roasted on Twitter for good reason, but he did have 61 yards with 5 receptions. It's not like his performance was a total atrocity. And then Bateman also stepped up with 66 yards on 4 receptions with a touchdown, and then Isaiah Likely led the way with 73 receiving yards, and he also had a touchdown, averaging 18.2 yards per reception. And for the winner of this game in the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen did just enough to get the job done. He completed 16 of 22 passes for 127 yards, and then Cook rushed for 67 yards. And really, like I said, they just managed the clock. They just found ways to put points on the board when they could. And then the defense was, of course, the unit that won them this game, forcing that big momentum-changing play when Lamar Jackson basically just set the ball on the ground for them, and then Von Miller almost took it to the house. In terms of Bills receivers, the only player that really had a somewhat notable performance was Khalil Shakir, who had 67 yards off 6 receptions. I gotta give a shout out to Tyler Bass. He was 2 of 2 on the day with a long of 51 yards. And then on defense, the man, the myth, the legend, Damar Hamlin led the way with 5 tackles, and he had a sack as well and then forced that big fumble. Like I said, the Bills will now head to Kansas City and they will face the Chiefs in what should be a game for the ages. We all know the history between this matchup. I hope the Bills can get their revenge because I don't think anyone can stand the Chiefs and how the refs basically cheat their games. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Josh Allen's going to have to step up. It's going to be cold. The elements are not going to be the best once again. And we all know how hard it is to win in Arrowhead because of how loud their fans make that stadium. But yeah, it's going to be a great game. Let me know what you guys think about that one in the comments below. And then what we just witnessed, because I did not expect Mark Andrews to sell like that. I know I'm kind of going all over the place with these reactions, but I want to start doing these more because I love the NFL. I watch pretty much every game. I'm a nerd like that, and I just like to kind of say what's on my mind. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and until next time, I will see you all later.